Welcome to the Shreveport Connection. This is Tommy, and from a discreet location. I'm going to give you the TNA late results from this past week, and some, as always, some TNA news. TNA has the news that King Mo Lowell will make his first appearance on Impact Wrestling this past Thursday. And that was thanks to .NET reader Sebastian Stout. The MMA fighter and TNA wrestler in training has already been advertised as a special enforcer referee of the James Storm versus Bobby Roode match at Bound for Glory. So looking forward to seeing him to interact with both men this week. Not much to show, just by a little bit on the show, as you will see in the results, or hear in the results. TNA has released the video package that will kick off this week's Impact episode. The video focused on Austin Aries' feud with Jeff Hardy over the TNA title, King Mo being brought into the special enforcer role for the Bobby Roode versus James Storm, and Hogan and Sting meeting up with the Aces and Eights boss on last week's Impact Wrestling. And you can view the YouTube video on their Impact Wrestling account. And former TNA wrestler Chris Harris, formerly known as, I forgot what his WWE name is, Braden Walker. Following a fruitful multi-year run in TNA wrestling, Chris Harris crossed over to WWE in 2008. The partnership did not work out as the company opted to cut ties with the decorated wrestler after only 2 television matches on ECW. Speaking to artofwrestling.cz, Harris offered his thoughts on why he didn't gel in the sports entertainment promotion. He's quoted by saying, "That is something I will never truly know," unquote. And he's also quoted by saying, "I have my version of what I was put through, but a lot of people will say I just don't have what it takes. It was never about the name or character. It's the fact that that they would never let me go out and do what I do best. I had a number of people telling me a number of different things. I have enough confidence in my ability that I could have made something work. It made me hate wrestling, and I needed to get out," unquote. And that stands off two one-off appearances for TNA in 2010 and 2011. Harris has remained out of the spotlight since his departure from WWE. In response to whether he would like to make a full-time return to the organization he became famous in, Harris would welcome the opportunity. And he's quoted by saying, "I think I have a lot more to offer. Many are calling for an AMW reunion, but the truth is Storm is so successful in his singles run that it wouldn't make sense right now. It's all about right time and right place," he stated. Unquoted. Harris also offered his thoughts on the amazing success of former tag team partner James Storm, who he won 7 NWA World Tag Team Championships with him. He said he couldn't be more proud of him. And he's quoted by saying, "I knew he always had it in him, just needed the opportunity," said Harris. "It could have happened years ago, but beer money was such a success that you had to go in that direction. He looks great in the world title picture, and I believe he will be a champion again." Harris also discussed the nature of his departure from TNA in January 2008. The present direction of the company under the leadership of Hogan and Bischoff. His one-night appearance last year was a mystery partner for Matt Hardy. What he hated about the professional wrestling industry and much more. Full interview. And I didn't get the copy of the web page. Former WWE and TNA superstar Sean Devary, who also wrestled under the name of Sheikh Abdul Bashir, is made headlines for all the right reasons on TMZ. He is carrying a story saying that DeVary took down a passenger on a train last Thursday in Minneapolis after he threatened to the mugger threatened to kill them all. Former TNA X-Division champ used a rear naked chokehold to save the day after multiple passengers pressed the emergency button for help, but nothing happened. According to eyewitnesses, the passenger became uncontrollable and started abusing other passengers with racial slurs before threatening to kill them. And he's quoted by saying, "I wasn't going to wait any longer to see if a cop showed up," unquote. As DeVary told TMZ, DeVary held down the passenger in the chokehold until the next stop, where he threw him out of the train. Another eyewitness told TMZ that DeVary choked the passenger so hard that he went from threatening to kill him to all peeing in his pants. And that's the end of that little hero. He's a hero. Mickie James stated on Twitter announcing that she will appear in a new music video with Brutus Magnus and Trish Stratus. And she's quoted by saying, "So excited, I can't wait. Everybody got their knees out at Judd Films, at Magnus Official. I hear that at Trish Stratus makes a mean cocktail." Unquote. Linda Hogan was arrested on a suspicion of DUI early Thursday morning in Malibu, California. Her blood alcohol level was listed as 0.084, just above the legal 0.080. Is it 0.084? The legal is 0.080 as the legal limit. Her representative has offered their version of the events to TMZ, claiming that she drank a glass of champagne on an empty stomach, which in combination with the antibiotics exacerbated the effects of the alcohol. No, Linda was not attending a release party for the Hulk Hogan sex tape video. Rather, the rep told TMZ she was at a jewelry function. And I'll give a little bit more news on that sex tape as it comes up very shortly. TNA President Dixie Carter turned 48 years old on October 6, She was born October 6, 1964. Pro wrestling legend Bruno Sammartino turned 77 on October 6, 1935. It's been a less stressful year for Dixie at the least in terms of the online fan reaction to her product. The creative changes that she's made have paid off with a much more consistent product. Meanwhile, Bruno is not a member of the WWE Hall of Fame. He has declined to accept many invitations on numerous occasions, including a recent invite that was extended by Triple H himself. Nudity alert. Stay tuned all week for episodes on Trim on HBO. Look for Taryn Terrell to be in several nude scenes. As she works as an actress outside of TNA Wrestling, she appeared completely nude on Sunday night's episode of Trim on HBO. The episode airs multiple times all week. And here's the more news on Hogan's sex tape. Hogan has been offered an open checkbook for the rights to release his recently surfaced sex tape. According to TMZ, a prominent adult website sent the legendary grappler a letter stating that he could have any offer he wanted. Quoted by saying, "While this may be an embarrassing ordeal for you to go through right now, it doesn't need to be. You are bigger than Andre the Giant where it matters," unquote, stated the letter. The offer comes after Hogan threatened legal actions against Gawker.com for releasing a clip on the sex tape on their website. TMZ reached out to Hogan on the matter, but was released has received no response. The wrestler's ex-wife, Linda Hogan, says she isn't surprised by the matter. I wasn't really shocked about it. And Linda told RadarOnline.com she also called the encounter a little twisted, unquote. And now for your Impact results. They started the show with a video package recapping Hogan bringing in King Mo to control Bobby Roode versus James Storm. Tension building between A-Double and Jeff Hardy ahead of Bound for Glory. And Sting and Hogan kidnapped by Aces and Eights. Impact starts off with Hogan and Sting in Hogan's office to discuss Aces and Eights matters. Hogan told Sting he has to put a bullet in Aces and Eights at Bound for Glory. Sting said everyone on the roster is coming up to him wanting to be in the tag match at the pay-per-view. So he will be watching everyone in the ring tonight. Hogan told Sting he's got his back. Full pyro intro, then Mike today plugged the unhyped title matches tonight, including the X Division title on the line, and Samoa Joe versus RVD for the TV title. Might be worth promoting that in advance. Mr. Anderson's music played, and that brought out him on stage. Anderson cleared his throat before name-dropping Hogan and Sting. Anderson said it sounds like they need some help with Aces and Eights, so they might want to gather around their monitor with this one. Anderson introduces himself to near silence before stomping to the ring to cheers. After Anderson hits the ring, Gunner's headbanging music brought out Gunner and Kid Cash for the first match of the show. Well, so you get a Mr. Anderson versus Gunner with Kid Cash in his corner. A minute into the action, they cut backstage to show Sting watching the match intently. Taz equated it to a scout watching a pro prospect. After some basic back and forth action, Anderson hit Mike check out of nowhere. Anderson then pinned Gunner for the win. Post-match, Kid Cash tried to beat down Anderson, but Anderson dropped him with a mic check. Tenay wondered if Anderson caught Sting's attention with that performance tonight. And that match took 2 minutes 2 minutes 29 seconds. Tara was on the phone with a boyfriend backstage, supposedly. She talked about Stacy Keibler and George Clooney's reportedly breaking up. Then Gail Kim walked into and told Tara to get ready for their match. Tara mocked Gail's cable star husband, to which Gail replied that if she wins the knockout title, she better watch her back. Gail stomps off, and then Tara wondered that Tori Wilson and A-Rod are up to. They cut commercial break. Christy Hemme was standing by to introduce the second match on the show. Out first was a heel duo of Tara and Gail Kim, leading to a video replay of Tara turning on Tessmacher 3 weeks ago. The face duo of Tessmacher and ODB was out next. Knockout champion Miss Tessmacher and KO and the Knockout tag champion ODB versus Tara and Gail Kim, with Taryn Terrell as referee, and of course ODB's tag team partner was there ringside to help give them some coaching instructions. All right. Chris Hemme was standing on the. I lost my spot. All right, the face duo Tessmacher and ODB was out next after the commercial break, leading to the opening bell. ODB started off with early offense before Tara cut her off. Tara wanted a standing moonsault, but ODB blocked to bring in Tessmacher. Tessmacher couldn't put Tara away, Though as the action broke down, Tara then finished off Tessmacher for a clean pin. Afterward, Tara sold extreme confidence. So, the winners of the match, Tara and Gail Kim at 4 minutes 40 seconds. Basic booking to make it seem like Tara is on a roll and the knockout title is in jeopardy, leading to Bound for Glory. TNA management reps Bruce Pritchard and Al Snow were shown going over some paperwork. They're in a segment next as they go to commercial. Video package of Al Snow versus Joey Ryan feud. TNA documented their months-long feud, including Snow slapping Joey Ryan despite Ryan not being under contract. They replayed Pritchard reprimanding Snow, telling him to fix things. Al Snow wanted to walk to the ring, trying to force a smile to cover for his concern for his current standing in the company. Once in the ring, Snow took a deep breath and introduced Joey Ryan to booze. Official ring entrance music played to bring out Ryan on stage, doing the 1970s Hollywood movie star heel gimmick. Joey flashed a big smile as he walked to the ring, taunting the crowd before entering the ring to taunt Al Snow. Once in the ring, Joey took a mic to "You Suck" chants from the crowd. Meanwhile, Snow noted he allowed his emotions to overcome his better judgment. Joey told him he should be ashamed of himself, so on behalf of TNA, he would like to apologize for his action. The crowd booed. Joey then told Snow to say he's sorry. He then called Snow an office stooge and said he doesn't want to hear an apology on behalf of TNA management, but from Snow himself. Joey egged on Snow, who looked down at the mic before saying he's sorry and extending his hand. Joey told Snow to get that hand away from him because he's in control after he manipulated Snow and the 87 percenters. Joey said tonight is not about Snow or them, but about him. Joey then told Snow to get down to the other order of business agreed upon. Snow reluctantly pulled out a TNA contract and handed it over to Joey. Joey then told Snow to turn around so he could sign his contract on his back. Meanwhile, Taz mocked Joey under his breath. Joey signed the contract and told Snow to announce him as the newest Impact Wrestling superstar. Snow told Joey that he should have looked over things a little more closely before signing, because it's only a one-night contract. To face him at Bound for Glory, the crowd popped. Snow told Joey that he's going to beat his ass. Snow left the ring as Joey cried over the contract. Kurt Angle was showed backstage talking to Sting, and Daniels and Kaz poked their heads in around the corner. Sting shot down Angle's request to face Aces 8 because Angle already has a match at the pay-per-view. Sting then changed his mind and said he'll think about it. Suddenly, Bully Ray was standing behind Angle. Ray walked past Angle, then walked up to Sting to reason with him. He said he should be in a world title match at Bound for Glory, but he's not because Aces and Eights screwed things over for him. He then asked Sting what he has to do to convince him to be his partner at the pay-per-view. He told Bully to make something happen tonight. Why? Because he's the biggest, baddest bully he's ever known. Sting told Ray that he needs a bully. Go prove something tonight. Sting shouted at Bully, I'm pissed, as they go to commercial break. Back from the break, TNA announced the TNA TV title was up next. In the ring, Chrissy Hemme introduces the challenger first, Rob Van Dam, prompting Taz to briefly mention RVD's TV title history. New TV champ Samoa Joe comes out next to defend against RVD. TV champion Samoa Joe versus Rob Van Dam for the TNA TV title match. The two men traded control in the first minute and a half, leading to the fourth quarter hour. Joe applied the STF center ring, but RVD shifted his body toward the bottom rope to get a rope break. On the floor, Joe blasted RVD into the ring steps, then glared into the ringside camera. Joe rolled RVD back into the ring, but was slow to follow up, allowing RVD to come back with a thrust kick into the Rolling Thunder for a 2 count. RVD follows with a crossbody splash from the second rope before landing a kick to the head. RVD started posing, then went up for the 5-star frog splash, but Samoa Joe popped to his feet, grabbed RVD, and dropped him with a running muscle buster. Joe pinned RVD for the good, clean pinfall. And the match only took 4 minutes, 36 seconds. AJ Styles was shown talking to Chavo and Hernandez about aces and eights. TNA Tag Champions Daniels and Kazarian then entered the discussion to try to stir up conflict between the challengers for the tag titles at the pay-per-view. And they go to commercial break. Bound for Glory memory shown. TNA President Dixie Carter talked in a video package about her best TNA memories at Bound for Glory. Earlier today, backstage segment, King Mo was shown walking down the hallway at 5:33 p.m. Catering area, TNA went to gainy footage of the TNA champion Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy having a casual conversation of sorts, trying to make sure that they're cool with each other. Hardy ignored Aries' passive-aggressive digs. Then Bully Ray entered the discussion. Ray said he could prove himself to Sting by beating Jeff Hardy tonight, but Aries cut off Ray and told him that he can prove himself by beating the world champ. Ray cut off Aries and then said he's already beat him. He said Aries is lucky he's not facing him at Bound for Glory because he could beat him for the title in seconds. Hardy cut off a brewing argument by booking a 3-way dance. Ray agreed, then quickly ran off. Aries sarcastically thanked Hardy for making his match tonight. Next up, we get Chavo Guerrero with Hernandez versus Kurt Angle with AJ Styles. During ring intros, Angle gave the appearance of having a lot of things on his mind and had to switch into wrestling mode. The bell sounds, and 1 minute before the top of the hour, Angle and Chavo locked up and battled center of the ring as the crowd picked sides on their rooting interest. Chavo slowed things down with a side headlock as they hit the top of the hour. Chavo brought back Angle into the corner where he delivered uppercuts before applying another headlock. Angle had enough of this and backdropped Chavo clear across the ring. Angle then choked Chavo across the middle ropes. Before stomping Chavo in the corner, Styles told Angle to keep it up. But Chavo fires back with a forearm. And then another, only to eat a clothesline from Angle. Angle continued the attack before the two men started trading bombs from a standing position. Chavo then knocked down Angle and delivered a splash to the midsection for a close 2 count. Taz then relayed the official word that Aries versus Hardy versus Ray is booked for tonight's show. Angle had enough of Chavo and wanted the ankle lock, but Chavo shoved him away. Chavo then executed 3 amigo suplexes before climbing to the top turnbuckle. Chavo wanted a frog splash for the win, but Angle moved. Angle followed up with an angle slam before dropping a strap to signal the end of the match. This drew interest from Hernandez, who teased entering the ring but backed off the ring apron to distract Kurt enough for Chavo to get the roll up from behind on Angle for the quick 3 count. Hernandez and Angle engaged in a shoving match. Styles entered the picture, and Daniels and Kaz walked out on stage to gloat about stirring the pot between the top challengers. After the challengers calmed down, Chavo shouted to Daniels and Kaz that those are their title belts. And the match only took 6 minutes, 42 seconds. Still to come, King Mo makes his TV debut. As they go to commercial break, Back live today, plugged the X Division title match. Up next, already in the ring with Christy Hemme was Doug Williams. X Division champ Zema Ion then came out to face Williams in a match with no backstory to match the lack of attention given to the X Division. As of late, X Division champion Zema Ion versus Doug Williams for the X Division title. Williams knocks Ion to the outside early on, but Ion injured Williams' arm on the floor. Back in the ring, Ion applied a cross arm breaker, forcing a submission. Ion kept the hold locked on as the announcers reacted to the damage done. Ref had enough of Ion not adhering to his instruction and decided to reverse his decision. After the decision was reversed, Ion grabbed the mic and said he knows he's the first choice on Sting and Hogan's list to face Aces and Eights. He then took his name off of that list because he's not risking his good looks. He said he's not just pretty good looking, but pretty dangerous. And that match took a minute and 17 seconds out of our life. Williams wins by reverse decision, but Ion retains the X Division title. Taz and Tenay introduced a video documenting King Mo's background. Backstage, King Mo was shown warming up as he walked down the hallway, and he's up next. I missed this segment myself. Bruce Pritchard was shown talking to D'Lo Brown. Pritchard pulled out his tablet and showed Brown some footage of Matt Morgan hitting the ring to kick a referee in the face during a recent house show. Pritchard asked Brown why Morgan was allowed to enter the ring like that. Brown said he was trying to run the live event and let things slip. Pritchard told him it better not happen again. And Brown said he knows. Again, I missed that segment as well. James Storm was introduced to the live crowd. Storm dressed in street clothes. Said Bound for Glory is the culmination of a year-long issue with Bobby Roode. He said he will prove he is the better man next Sunday. Storm then turned his attention to King Mo, saying that the man is a fighter and a king. Suddenly, Bobby Roode's music interrupts. Roode walked out on stage and said he didn't care about some Bellator fighter who has gone by the name of King Mo. Roode shouted that their feud is to explode in 10 days at Bound for Glory. Roode continues that this isn't just a match but a fight. He said he will not stop until he's standing over Storm's bloody carcass, knowing he's ended Storm's career. Roode said that there was no one under God's green earth who could stop him, and there's not a thing King Mo can stop him. Roode said if he's here tonight, then he'll say it to his face. Well, at least he's stealing A-Rise comments. Gimmick infringement. Okay, new music played to bring out King Mo on stage. Mo dressed in a crown and a cape while sporting MMA gloves, walked out on stage and went face to face with Bobby Roode. Roode taunted King Mo that he wants nothing to do with him. Then he put his hands on Mo. Mo had enough and shoved Roode down to the ground, stunning Roode. Roode remained seated on the ground before Mo marched down to the ring. Mo and Storm went face to face before Storm raised his hand and made in the air. Mo and Storm then celebrated with a beer bath. In that segment, Hogan brought in Sting for more discussions of who Sting should team with Bound for Glory. Sting said he wants to see how Bully Ray looks in the main event tonight. Hogan was skeptical, but Sting was convinced that Ray could be his man at the pay-per-view. Next up, we get Aries versus Hardy versus Ray in a three-way dance main event with Hogan and Sting watching. as they go to commercial break. Aces and Eights footage after the break. Joseph Park was shown still trapped in the Aces and Eights clubhouse. Modulated voice representation indicated that Park is doing just fine. He said that they're curious to see who Mr. Hogan selects to face him at Bound for Glory. The man said that they won't reveal their true reps until the pay-per-view. He then proceeded to tease shocking Park before the feed cut out. Announcers mentioned that Tenay announces Joe versus Magnus for the TV title at Bound for Glory before Tenay and Taz broke down the full lineup. Back in the ring, Christy Hemme introduced Bully Ray as the first participant in tonight's main event. Ray taunted the crowd before marching to the ring, where he continued to trash talk. The crowd then shrieked when Jeff Hardy's music played to bring out the #1 contender to the TNA title. Before they cut to break, TNA World Champion Austin Aries comes out as the final participant in the main event. As they go to commercial break before the match starts. Match was joined already in progress from the break with Bully Ray hitting him and Hardy battling in the ring. Aries then re-entered the ring and pulled Hardy to the floor. And after Hardy built an offense on Ray, Aries tried to capitalize with the last entry on Ray, but Hardy yanked Aries off of the submission hold. Aries screamed in Hardy's face, and Ray proceeded to clothesline both men to the mat. Aries came back with a top rope missile drop kick, though Aries then landed a corner drop kick. Bully Ray eye gouged Aries to blind him. Ray proceeded to grab his chain from the outside before re-entering the ring. Ray then saw Hardy re-entering the ring and shoved Hardy into Aries. Ray followed up with a bubble bomb to Hardy for the pin and the win. Afterwards, Ray shouted into the camera he just proved himself to Sting and Hogan. After the match, Aries shouted to Hardy's face some more as the crowd chanted, "Hardy, Hardy, Hardy." Aries then posed to the crowd as the crowd booed. Hardy proceeded to do his Hardy dance to cheers, and Aries watched with anger written on his face. And the match only took 4 minutes and 4 seconds for a main event match. What a way to go. Quick matches all through the evening. Hogan and Sting were then shown leaving Hogan's office in preparation for announcing their Bound for Glory pay-per-view pick in the final segment. As they go to commercial break, 6 minutes before the top of the hour, Sting's music played back from the break. TNA went for the Hyper Bowl that said Sting and Hogan are set to make one of the most important decisions they could ever make with their pick here. Once Hogan and Sting hit the ring, Hogan took the mic and waited out Hogan chants. Hogan said things have gotten too personal with Aces and Eights, and now he's entrusting things to Sting at Bound for Glory to keep Aces and Eights out of TNA forever. Hogan proceeded to list the performances from top stars, including Samoa Joe and Bully Ray. He said that they need someone who can get the job done. He said that the person who impresses them most is the man who delivered the 2 mic checks this week. Hogan called out Mr. Anderson to come on down and let them know that he's on the team. As Mr. Anderson's music played, TNA cut backstage to show Aces and Eights beating down Anderson. Back in the ring, Hogan demanded some help. They cut backstage again to show Anderson out cold. Samoa Joe then hit the scene to check on Anderson. Back in the ring, Bully Ray stormed the ring to tell Hogan and Sting that they picked the wrong guy. Ray told Sting that if they're going to war, then he goes to war with them. Ray tried to state his case for being a warrior and told Sting to convince Hogan. Sting thought things over for a moment. Ray told Hogan that he's their guy. Ray held out his hand. Hogan thought it over and eventually shook his hands with Ray. The crowd booed, not buying Ray's act. Hogan told Ray that he fights them for everyone here. Ray told Sting and Hogan that he has their back at Bound for Glory. Sting and Ray maintained a handshake, center ring, as Impact faded out at 1 minute past the top of the hour. And the plot is set for the Ray to be revealed as the inside guy for Aces and Eights at Bound for Glory. Unless it's red herring from the Scooby-Doo cartoon, of course. Or if they go with a misunderstanding or accidental loss angle, where Ray and Sting lose to Aces and Eights after the pay-per-view, before it's eventually revealed that Ray is the inside guy. And that ends my TNA results for last week. Peace out. God bless. Stay tuned for Monday Night Raw's results.